Okay, now welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you on how to get the neck measurement and how to carve out the collar and fix it. Now this is the neck of my suit. In my previous classes or in my previous videos, you will get to see how this neck is being achieved, how the drafting went and everything. So now this is how I take my measurement for the neck. I have a point here and I have a point here. So these 2 points has its own measurement and this distance has its own measurement. So now what do? You measure up this place, leaving a 0.2, a distance of 0.2 away from the edge. That is your seaming allowance. So from this point, this particular point to this point, I'm having 3 inches over there. So the same 22 goes with this other side, 3 inches. Then I will now measure from this point to this other point. This is how it is. And remember, you measure while you leave a 0.2 away from the edge. So you measure from point to point. So now from this point to this point, now I'm having 9 inches. So that means I'm having 3 inches by 9 inches. So now let's go back to the master collar and carve out our 3 and 9 inches collar. Okay, so now for we to get this collar and the collar stand, we need a box frame. And what does a box frame mean? That is where the collar and the collar stand contains. The box frame contains both the collar and the collar stand. Now we need 8.5 inches or 9 inches by 6 inches. Now this is how it is. From this edge, I will measure my 6 inches this way, 6 inches, 6 inches. Then I'll measure my 9 inches. So once I've gotten this my box frame, I can now cut it off. So this is what I'm going to use for my collar. So now once you've gotten your box frame, you can now use your hairstay to gum it full. You gum it complete. So now we're trying to gum the hairstay. So now I have cut my hairstay and I've gummed my box frame pieces. Now the next thing for we to do is to carve out our pattern out. Now this is my pattern and this is my pattern, the one I just taught on my last video. Now I'm having 3 by 9 inches. Now how do I get my 9 inches? On this my template, I have my measurements there already. So for you to get all those things, from this your point, you will now measure. This is 4.5, which is 9. Then you leave 0.2 for sewing allowance. So that means we are marking, or we are placing our template on 4.7. So this is how it will be like. This is 4.7. That's 4.7. So after you've gotten your point that you want, you can now trace the pattern out like this. So once you trace your pattern, you can now take off the template, then you cut it out. So after you've gotten your collar, then we now move on to the collar stand. So now this is the collar. So on this cuff part, we give a notch there. So we now go for our collar stand. You still take your measurement from not this sharp point, but this other point. You still measure the size of your neck. If the neck is giving you 10, that means you are marking 5.2. But me is giving me 9, I'm marking 9.2. 4.7, sorry. So this is how it will be like. So this is it, then I cut it out. Now this is my collar and this is my collar stand. Now we move to the machine and we get them stitched together. Now we also give a notch here.